Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to a brand new video. This is of course going to be your preview for the Chelsea vs Leeds United game. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you do like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already to the channel, and let's get into it. Of course, last time we played Chelsea, we beat them 3-1, so we gave them a lot of shit. So we're going to have to be able to take it if we do lose this game. And that's what I like about football. You can give it, you could take it. You know, a bit of banter goes both ways, and that could happen to us, especially after our media, not just like the fans, but the media team, you know, all over social media just laughing at Chelsea. So don't think that if they beat us, they won't do it back to us. I hope that we're just a bit better than what they are, and we aren't as salty as what they were when they did lose, and they cried about what we were saying and how our social media team are unprofessional and cried little bitches. Let's just be better than them, okay? Let's just be better than them if we do lose. So let's get into firstly what Daniel Farke had to say about the team news. Now, there's two things. Of course, you'll see by the thumbnail, Dominic Calvert-Lewin worries. Now, that's because Daniel Farke has revealed in his press conference that Dominic Calvert-Lewin was struggling, but it's nothing too bad, which means for me, it looks like he'll be fine and available, but that kind of makes me worry that he is struggling a bit. Does Farke see him struggling and go, do I not risk him in this game? Because if I start him and then he gets a big injury, you know, fans, it's if it does happen, it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't with Daniel Farke. Because if he starts him and he gets injured, then people will say, well, you knew there was a bit of a problem with him, so why did you start him? And then if he doesn't start people and we don't win, people will say, why didn't you start Dominic Calvert-Lewin? He's our best striker. But that's the little bit of worries with DCLs. If he is struggling a little bit, apparently, yeah. So if he is struggling a little bit, you know, and you start him and then he's either not good on performance-wise or gets injured, you know, you're kind of looking at that and people will go back and say, why'd you start him? Because you said he was struggling. So yeah, but it's one of those things. The next thing and the other thing, the bad news out of it is bad news for Pascal Struijk. He'll miss this game with a hip flexor. So Pascal Struijk will be missing this game, which I'm not happy about. Like, I think Struijk's been very good for us this season. Now, that probably allows us for BL to come back in and probably keeps James Justin in. I think James Justin has earned to keep his spot in the starting 11. And this basically just proves and shows that, hey, he probably will start this game, James Justin, again in the same position. The difference is Rodon will move to the left, and then you'll probably have BL in the middle, because I think BL will start this game now that Pascal Struijk is out. So that's not good. Stack will be back for the Villa game. So Stack isn't available for this game, but he'll be back for the Villa game, which is good news as well. You look at that, though, and even Stack, you're kind of thinking, is he going to be in a similar role of what Longstaff is right now? He's going to have to earn his spot back in the starting 11, because if Gruev plays another performance like he did in the last game, then, hey, you're not getting back in the team stack. You have to earn your spot back when you come back from injury. Now, I'm surprised that no news has come out about Aronson. So there was some people talking about Aronson. He had like a bruise to his ribs or something. There was some rumors about that, but I don't know if they're true. Daniel Farke didn't speak about Aronson, so it looks like he's completely fine. Which is kind of surprising how much he got kicked, especially when he got kicked in the ribs, kicked in the knee, and you're like, Aronson might have a little bit of a knock going into the next game and Farke might not risk him, but it looks like Aronson's completely fine. You know, it's one of those shocks that you're like, Aronson will probably be maybe a bit hurt and not available to start the game against Chelsea, you'd think, but the way he's not spoken about him at all, like, there's no worries about him at all. It looks like he's fully fine. So that's great news. I was actually waiting for something about Aronson, so nothing actually happened and he's fine. So that's good. Of course, we go into this game against Chelsea and let's get in what we always do, which is talk about the previous 6 meetings against Chelsea. The last 6 games against Chelsea have resulted in Chelsea winning 4 of them and us winning 2 of them. With 0 draws in between. Of course, the last game was the 3-1 win at Elland Road. Before then was a 3-2 loss in the FA Cup. Before then was a 1-0 loss in the Premier League. Before then was a 3-0 win in the Premier League, of course, under Jesse Marsh at the start of that season. Before then was a 3-0 loss. And before then was a 3-2 loss as well. So, going into this game, we've won the last game. They've won 2 before that. So, in the last 4, if you look at the last 4, it's 2 wins apiece, which is good. But let's go look at how their form is going. Now, they have very good form, and they look very good right now. They've won 5 out of their last 6 games, sorry. They've won, with 1 loss coming against Arsenal. So they lost again in the Cup against Arsenal 1-0, of course. But every other result, Champions League, they beat Paphos 1-0. But after that, the Premier League, they beat Palace 3-1. After that, the UCL, they beat Napoli 3-2. After that, they beat West Ham in the Premier League 3-2. And then in their last game, they beat Wolves 3-1. So they're on pretty good form, Chelsea. Like, this is not going to be an easy game. This is going to be a way more difficult game for us and for Daniel Farke and for Leeds United than the last game was. Of course, under the lights as well. We talk about how vital under the lights at Elland Road is and how massive of a boost that actually gives to us. Under the lights at Stamford Bridge is probably going to be the reverse. It's going to be a very difficult game. So yeah, going into this game, let's go through the lineups and how I think we will line up in this game. Now, it's very hard to actually say who's going to line up. I think Darlow, of course, will start in goal. We'll look at the standings at the moment. So Chelsea are in 5th with 12 wins, 7 draws, 6 losses on 43 points, while we're in 16th with 7 wins, 8 draws, and 10 losses on 29 points. So they're the kind of standings right now in the Premier League. Now, let's get into our starting 11. So Darlow, I think, starts in goal. I mean, obviously, he's going to start in goal. Your back three, as I've already said about when we talked about the Pascal injury, I think it's going to be Biol in the middle, Rodon on the left, James Justin on the right. Or if you want to go the other way around. Actually, no, I think it'll be James Justin. Sorry, it'll be James Justin on the left, Rodon on the right, Biol in the middle. So that's going to be the back three. You're going to have Goodmanson and Bogle as your fullbacks. And this is where it gets interesting with what we're going to do. Because I do think this is going to be harsh, but I think Okafor comes out because I don't know if this is the game for Okafor. So I think Okafor actually comes out the team in this game because I don't think we're going to play the 2 up top. So this game won't benefit Okafor. I think we're going to kind of go to more of a I don't know how we're going to line up in this game. I think we're going to go more of a... So we're going to have the back three, as I said, and the 2 fullbacks. You're then going to have your midfield. I think Gruev keeps his spot because, as I said, this is going to be a very difficult game and you're going to need that defensive stability. And not only that, his performance, he's earned to keep his spot for this game. So I think Gruev keeps his spot. I think Ampadu keeps his... I mean, Ampadu, of course, is going to start. And then I think Aronson's the other midfielder. So you're going to have those 3 midfielders there. And then you're kind of going to have... Now, I'm thinking about what we're going to do in this game, and maybe it is Okafor. Maybe Okafor has earned his start. Maybe Fark goes with the exact same starting 11, maybe. Like, I'm wondering, because Stack's not back until Villa, and he probably won't be back fully fit. Longstaff, when he's come on, hasn't looked great. He's looked a bit like he's rushed into challenges and got beat pretty easy. DCL's going to need some help up front. So I don't know what we're going to do. So I don't know if we're going to play like the, what was it, the 3-5-2-1? Is that right? Yeah, what are we going to play? What are we going to play? The 3-4-2-1 or whatever the hell it's called? But I'm so confused what we're going to do in this midfield. So I'm going to go, let's go and start again. And I'll do my lineup. Darlow, Rodon, Biol, James Justin. That's the defense and the goalkeeper. Bogle, Goodmanson, your 2 midfielders. Your 2 fullbacks, sorry. You're then going to have the midfield 3, I think, of Gruev, Ampadu, and Aronson. And then I'm going to say we're going to go with DCL. And you know what? I'm going to keep Okafor in there. I think Okafor keeps his spot. I think we go with the exact same team. The only change in the team is going to be Strauch out because of his injury and Biol into the center of the center back. So I think that's what we're going to do because I think Gruev has played that well that he's earned his spot. You're not going to drop Aronson because I think his form's just been very good. You can't drop Goodmanson or Bogle. You look at the back line and that's basically sealed of no one's changing. The only change you maybe would make is maybe taking Okafor out, moving Aronson into the Okafor position, and then bringing in a Tanaka or a Longstaff next to Ampadu and Gruev. Maybe we go a bit more defensive. That's the other thing. Maybe we go a bit more defensive and go Aronson next to DCL, basically, or like as a 2, basically, or Aronson just in behind him, basically. And then you bring Longstaff in so we can go fully defensive and have Longstaff, Ampadu, Gruev. Maybe that's too defensive. But maybe that's what we need in this game is defensive stability across the whole 3 of the midfield and then having your fullbacks of Bogle and Goodmans and bomb on. So let me know what you would do and what you think Fark will do with the formation in this game and who will line up because it is a head scratcher of what's going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to go with a score prediction of 2-1 Leeds United. I'm going to back us to win. I think DCL gets a goal and I'm going to say Brendan Aronson. Brendan Aronson, DCL on the score sheet. Leeds United win this game. Did I say 2-0? I'm going to change it. 2-1. 2-1. I think I already said that. 2-1 Leeds United. I think Leeds are going to win this 2-1. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.